I understand there's New Jersey state law that states that we must maintain a minimum number of condos as opposed as occupant, owner occupied
Yes.
versus rentals.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, are we in compliance?
I don't know about the statute, but what it does is affect your mortgage rates if you have a higher rental.
Absolutely.
You're at a 24% renter occupied apartment.
Say that, I'm sorry, say that again.
24%.
24% is fine.
24% is the rate of which we have renters in here. So the balance is what unit owners are living here and operating their apartments.
So my point is then, what is the law? How
Law-
close are we?
Lou,
How-
30% is the tipping point.
Oh. So
And
we
there
still
is no
want
law. It does affect our,
It
if somebody wants
affects
to
your
get a
mortgage.
Your
mortgage,
mortgage rate.
but there is no law.
And see, the galaxy is full of knowledge. All right. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Every meeting like this, we always hear about the people in arrears. It keeps going up and up and up. What I want to know is how aggressive our lawyers are in trying to collect them.
They are as aggressive as we want them to get. We, at least not only members of the previous board, but members of this board also feel that the amount of money in arrears is vital to us, especially at this time with our financial situation. So I can tell you that there is a program in which if a unit owner falls into the rear, they get notifications from us here first, and then beginning at a certain time in the arrears, what is it, 60 days?
You have a protocol that was adopted many years ago, and they get a first letter, a very polite reminder within 11 days, 15 days of being past due. Then it escalates to they get an external letter by the time it's the 45th day, and then your attorney takes over, and they have 5 days from the date of receiving the attorney letter to settle their account before they start losing privileges. And it is aggressively followed, liens replaced to the best we can within the extent of the law.
Thank you.
Now, one thing to keep that in mind is that in the case of the slide that I put up there, Mary Ellen is about 80% effective in collecting debt, and the lawyer seems to be about the same ratio. So for every dollar, we do get back about 80 cents. The rest, I guess, is written off as bad debt over a period of time. And we are considering, the board has been talking about actually increasing the number associated with the late payment. So we have to look at it to see what is the maximum that the law will allow before it considers it to be, I guess, trigonology, whatever. Usury, yes. Okay. Yes, Elena. I'm sorry.
I had briefly mentioned to you once before that we have so much bad debt. I think it's time for us to consider, instead of taking 2 months of maintenance in escrow, 3 months of maintenance in escrow, because it isn't money that comes back to you when you resell. I bought my first apartment 26 years ago. The maintenance was $189 then. As much as it might hurt everybody in this room, I think you need to, every year, update us, give us a bill that we have to put our full maintenance into escrow. All right, because if I go bad, you have $300 and mine $350.
That's a good suggestion. Good point. Yes.
How much
Nice to
is
see you back. How are you feeling?
Thank you.
All right.
How much is the final cost for lobby right now?
The lobbies, when all is said and done, will be close to 2.8 to 2.9, maybe $3 million. Is that right, Mary Ellen? The lobbies, when it's all said and done, about $3 million? About $3 million.
Pro lobby?
The 3 lobbies, not just the lobby. Yes.
$1 million.
I actually have two follow-up questions. One regarding the lobbies, so that was very timely. What was the initial budget?
Is that a Hoboken accent?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been working on it. What was the initial budget for the lobbies?
The initial budget, Alan, you can maybe,
They grow it up.
$1.7 million.
2.2 is the first one. I don't remember the air conditioning cost and all the other equipment had to be added in, so I don't remember the exact number. Standing here right now.
Like 1.7 sticks in my head, but I could be wrong.
And that didn't include the furniture and all that, it's just the construction.
And we're throwing it all together, it's one number.
Yeah.
So, it's apples and oranges we're talking about.
But the monies that I spoke to you about, which is about $800 and some odd thousand dollars that are due now, between phase 1 and phase 2, that is inclusive of everything that we have on the plate today, including the furniture, the carpets, and so forth, for the carpeted areas and so forth. It does not include the cost that is associated with the 18th and the 19th floor. Okay? Because the contract stops at the top of the stairs and at the bottom of the stairs. That I found out.
Are we incurring additional costs as a result of the lobby project stretching into 2008, as we did face when it stretched into 2007?
It's a hard question to say, but the longer that you have contractors here, the longer you are going to pay. Yes.
But
Yes.
presumably there was a fixed price for, or
Well, there was an estimated what it was going to cost, right? And then things started to be changed, change orders and so forth. That's where we are today.
just following up on the overdues, specifically with the mall, is that a question of, once we've got a judgment against the mall, is it a question of the mall can't pay or won't pay?
Well, I don't think that it's a question that the mall can't pay. I just think that there were issues between that gentleman and the Galaxy Association that prevented, from what he thought, from paying his maintenance. So if those issues, as you know, it's against the law for you to retain any portion of your maintenance, regardless of whatever issues you have with the association. You can't do that. And that's basically what that gentleman has done. Because of issues that he may have, whatever, or he wanted to use his cash in another way, I don't know what his reasons are. But bottom line is that he hasn't paid, and the judge did see fit to levy a judgment against him. Yes.
The judgment will be served, the sheriff has been notified with whatever and his assets will be taxed for his judgment. And they should start serving his tenants sometime in 2 days.
Does he have any right of appeal relative to the judgment?
As of yet, he has not filed an appeal.
Okay, but he does have rights to.
He might have some sort of a right now.
Okay, thank you.
It's a judgment. It's a judgment. There's no right to appeal.
But it has to stop something.
We received, my understanding of Bob, we received a judgment in our favor, signed by the judge, that allows us to attach his assets. And that's exactly what.
Yeah, that's it. The right of appeal and so forth, he had prior to that judgment being laid down.
What he said is right.
So right now, it's a question of us being made whole as of the judgment. In other words, we may not get the $600 and some odd thousand dollars for a while, or we may not even get it at all, depending on his financial situation. But we will start collecting our rents from those individual owners. Okay, so that's the way it works. Yes.
He intends to upgrade the mall.
Yes.
And take out a mortgage or a loan to do so.
Yeah.